Hello, this is Alan Donald with the Alan Donald team at Keller Williams Realty. Today I'm going to give you my annual residential real estate market update for 2019. Hang in there. In this report, I will go from the general to the specific. We will first look at the U.S. economic outlook, mortgage rates, national home prices and rental rates and home affordability. Then we're going to switch and we're going to talk about the Charleston, South Carolina market. We're going to talk about sales activity, home prices, supply and demand, a few of the sub-markets, market trend, and the prognosis for 2020. So let's talk about the U.S. economy. This Wall Street Journal survey shows that most economists believe that the economic slowdown, which we sometimes refer to as the recession, will not happen as fast as previously thought. Most of them are predicting that the slowdown will start at the end of 2020 or at the beginning of 2021. In addition, most experts agree that the expected recession will be a mild one, nothing like the meltdown we saw in 2008. Relating this to real estate prices, it is also important to note that during 3 of the last 5 recessions, home prices actually went up. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate is still at a very low point historically, as the graph shows. Rates came down substantially from the same time last year, making homes much more affordable, since a 1% reduction in mortgage rates increases the borrowing capacity of a buyer by 10%. Home prices grew throughout the country, and in the South we experienced a 6% year-over-year increase from 2018 to 2019. The home price forecast shows that home prices in South Carolina are expected to grow by 5.7% in 2020, compared to the 5.6% increase expected for the whole of the US. What about rentals? This graph from Zillow shows that median rent values are rapidly rising in the US, and this is also true for the Charleston area. Despite the increase in the average home price, this graph shows that the Home Affordability Index has improved for home buyers in the US. Thanks to the increase in average salaries and the reduction in mortgage rates, the average mortgage payment as a percentage of income is decreasing, which makes home ownership more affordable. And at 15.2, this index is way below the US historic norm of 21.2%. Now let's switch gears and look at the Charleston, South Carolina area. The Charleston MLS area includes 4 counties: Charleston, Berkeley, Dorchester, and Colleton counties. Residential real estate markets move with supply and demand. This months of supply graph shows the relationship between supply and demand of homes during the last 15 years. In real estate, we refer to a 6-month supply as a neutral or balanced market, where the same number of homes come on the market as sold, so inventory is stable and the market is balanced. A market with more than 6 months supply is called a buyer's market, and below 6 months supply is called a seller's market. Right now in Charleston, we're sitting at around 4 months supply, which is clearly still an undersupplied or seller's market. There is not enough inventory of homes and the prices are still rising. Let's look at some of the market area highlights. In terms of number of homes sold, 2019 will be either the best or second best year ever for Charleston. As of December 27th, we had closed on 17,552 homes, already surpassing the number of homes sold in 2018 and rapidly closing on 2017, which was a record year with 17,827. Our median home price of $281,000 is also at an all-time high, but is still below the median home price for the US, which is $312,000. Demand for homes in Charleston remains strong, driven by low interest rates and population growth. The Charleston Regional Development Alliance estimates that our population has a net growth of 35 people per day in our metro area. But not all is rosy. Some higher-priced submarkets like downtown Charleston, Isle of Palms, and Kiawah Island are still oversupplied. For example, Kiawah Island has 20.7 months of supply, and the median days on market for homes in Kiawah is 104 days. So, which are the hot areas in terms of sales activity and price increases? In terms of number of homes sold, the hottest market this year was Folly Beach, where they experienced a 20.3% increase in the number of units sold. Other hot areas include Cainhoy-Wando along Clements Ferry Road, Cross St. Stephen Bono, the Jedburgh area, Mount Pleasant North, and North Charleston. It is interesting to note that the price segment that grew the fastest during 2019 was the $300,000 to $500,000 range. It is also interesting to note that more than 700 homes over $1 million are selling per year in our area. So which areas experience the best appreciation? In terms of the percentage increase in median price year over year, the hot areas are Avondale, McClellanville, Edisto Island, Wadmalaw Island, Wild Dunes, and Isle of Palms. The latter shows a market anomaly given that Isle of Palms market is still oversupplied, yet median prices went up. The most expensive areas in town are Sullivan's Island, where the median home price was $2.1 million, and Isle of Palms. Other high-priced areas are Dewey's Island, Wild Dunes, and Kiwa Island. The most affordable areas include Cross St. Stephen Bono, North Charleston Somerville outside of 526, Somerville Ladson Ravenel area, Monk's Corner, and North Charleston inside 526. Just for fun, here are the most expensive and the cheapest homes sold this year in Charleston. The most expensive home was 23 Legree Street in downtown Charleston, which sold for $8.625 million, and the cheapest home was 324 Amelia Road in Pinefield, that sold for $11,500. Let's look at other market trends in our market. The median days on market graph shows that homes are taking a little longer to sell. You can see the curve for new construction in blue and for pre-owned homes in green. As you can see, new construction homes are taking a lot longer to sell. The median days on market increased by 111.1% in the last 12 months. Pre-owned homes are also lasting a little bit longer than last year on the market, although the gap has narrowed substantially. This could potentially drive builder holding costs higher, and therefore they might choose to spec fewer homes, which would be good news for pre-owned home sellers. This graph shows the median price per square foot, where we can notice that the price gap has also narrowed between new and pre-owned homes. Builders may have experienced longer time to sell, so they've had to be less aggressive with the price increases to move their stock and compete more effectively with pre-owned homes. Vacant land sales declined by 7.6% in 2019. However, the median price for land remained stable. Three market trends that we've noticed for condos and townhomes. The first trend is that the financing guidelines that the lenders have for condos have relaxed somehow. The second trend is that most of the lawsuits that condo associations had against builders have mostly been settled. And lastly, we have not seen many new condo developments to increase the supply, although we have seen a vast number of apartment buildings going up. And if the economy creates the conditions, many of those apartment buildings could be converted to condos, like we saw in 2005. In the single-family detached home market, we have seen an abundant number of new construction projects started or restarted, as in the case of Carnes, Nexton, and Cane Bay in Somerville. Mount Pleasant has seen a number of small and medium infill developments. On the demand side, we find that generally buyers are well-informed and very picky. They compare pre-owned homes to new construction model homes, so they insist on having both a big price differential and expect a home in mint condition. Home sellers need to be prepared to remain a little longer on the market and must prepare their home judiciously before listing it. That means doing all the deferred maintenance, painting it, landscaping it, and staging it to be able to get top market price. So, what is the prognosis for our Charleston residential real estate market? Realtor.com recently published their top housing markets for 2020 and included Charleston, South Carolina as one of their top housing markets for next year. We believe our population growth will remain steady, driven mostly by people retiring from up north, and also by job creation driven by technology and manufacturing. Tourism, the Port of Charleston, our universities, and the Joint Base will attract more people to this beautiful city and will keep winning prizes and accolades that will place Charleston as a crown jewel in the Southeast. We may have some continuing challenges with infrastructure, climate changes issues, and affordable housing. But in general, Charleston is a great place to live and will remain so for the foreseeable future. Well, I hope that this market report has been useful for you. If you wish to receive additional information about your neighborhood or the current market value of your home, please send me an email to alan@alandonald.com. I would also encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on social media. This is Alan Donald with Keller Williams, and until the next one.